Hi, it's Wednesday, and that means time for another episode of Fret Tips. And today we'll be tackling the most important thing in your arrangements, and that's working on a single chord in one position. Now, a single chord is the basic building block in your playing, in your improvising, and songwriting. And to get the most out of it, we'll be taking a look at your basic toolbox of techniques that will make that one chord as interesting as possible. We'll be taking a simple A-bar chord at the 5th fret and apply all techniques to that one shape. Now first, we have strumming. Now the simplest way to play a single chord is to strum it. Now learn different strumming patterns and nail down an even strumming rhythm to lock down this fundamental technique. Be sure to feel the tempo and try a continuous up-down motion in your hand for best results. Here's a few examples. Now up at number 2 is syncopated strumming. Now this next step is to apply left and right hand muting techniques and start with syncopated strumming and play around with patterns. Now use chord stabs, breaks, or hold down chords for interesting rhythmic variations. Now here's a few ways to do that. To spice things up even more, add a semitone slide up into the target chord, and you're getting funkier, like this. Okay, at number 3, we have finger-picking patterns. Now to really get things going, try a few interesting finger-picking patterns. There's quite a lot of approaches, but we'll focus on a select few. Now, the first one up is a root and triad separation. Now, focusing on an independent bass note and separating it from the rest of the chords will give you some very interesting starting points. The simplest one is a drone pattern with a triad rhythm on top. To bring that up a notch, try a shuffle rhythm on the bass note and some triad rhythms on top of that. Now next up is alternating the bass note by using Travis picking. Now there's a basic easy version which alternates between the root and 5th or the root and octave, like this. And then there's the full Travis picking with the root, octave, 5th, octave pattern, like this. Okay, up at number 4, we have ghost notes and percussive elements. Now, not to get into too much detail because this technique can get pretty complex, you can also add ghost notes and percussive elements to your playing. Now, having a really tight left and right hand muting technique is a must. So if your muting is sloppy or relaxed, your percussive elements will not sound tight and clean, so be sure to work out that beforehand. The easiest way to get started is to add a percussive slap on the strings after a strum or two and simply practice that pattern to a metronome. Then you can start working on the individual fingers, isolating the exercises and work that out until you have a few interesting and inspiring options at your fingertips. At number 5, intervallic fragments. You can simply break up a chord into separate intervals as thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, octaves, or tenths for interesting results. I'll add a semitone slide up here and there to give it some movement. Now here's a few examples. Now, a very interesting technique you can add is a harmonic slap to bring out the upper octave. That's similar to a horn section stab, which is a great way to add a highlight to your pattern. And finally, using the tremolo or whammy bar. Now this is a very musical tool if you have one on your guitar, and you can use dips. Or use it as a vibrato. Now make sure to time it to a triplet or quadruplet of the beat for best results, or add a lot of reverb and dip slowly for a dramatic effect. So there you have it. This is a basic set of 7 techniques to wring out some more juice out of a single chord. Share, subscribe, like, and comment, and see you next Wednesday on Fret Tips.